Hey guys, this is Rob from Infinite Combo. So unfortunately we didn't have the time or resources to do a Magic video last month. We apologize for that. So to make up for that, we're going to do a bunch. So dead ahead of me here, I have the entire set of Commander 2015. And I'm going to do a video unboxing each of these decks here. And we're going to start with Daxos the Returned, which is the one that interested me the most, because I'd usually take a commander every year from these decks and, turn it into one of my permanent decks that I play with all the time. And while Azuri Claw of Progress is probably going to be one of the more popular ones, as well as the green-black one, is what was her name here? Marin of Clan Neltoth. Those have been, the most popular ones. But I really like Daxos. He's really flavorful. And just enchantments are fun. And generally, there's not a huge, mass hate for enchantments in EDH. You don't get a lot of tranquility effects or destroy all enchantment effects. You usually get targeted removal. You usually get... sometimes you'll get destroy all permanents. Is what it is. It's going to destroy it regardless. But, Daxos will be a little tough because you don't have access to some green enchantments that are really good with Enchantress decks at protecting your enchantments, like Privileged Position or Sterling Grove, which both make your enchantments or permanents untargetable by your opponents. So... the deck's a little less resilient than it would be if it had green in it. But having black also lends to the ability to work with your graveyard to be able to tutor better. So I guess let's get this dude opened here. And there's our jumbo one, of course. So let's get this box open and take a look. I'm probably just going to kind of skim through some of the, cards that are, already released, and just kind of look more at the new cards that came with it. And the only thing I wasn't sure of is this just... Yes, it's just Daxos for the big one. 2 years ago... So last year they did the monocolored Commander Planeswalkers. The year before they did the Shards. And they came with jumbo cards of all three of the legendary creatures in the deck that were considered potential commanders. It seems like they just do the main commander now. The boxes are really cool. That's really nice. Alright, let's see. Of course, we have commander. I believe this is probably a rules insert, or... This is a rules reference card. This is probably just information on the format, on the characters, on the deck. So we don't need those. I've been playing Magic for damn near 20 years now, so... Alright, let's get this thing open. I noticed a gold token here, so it's obviously got something in here that makes these gold tokens, and I think there's only 2 cards that do that. There's one, I believe, called Guild, which I think is either a sorcery or an instant, and then there's, King Makar, the Gold Curse, I believe was his name. Also from Theros block, just like Daxos. Alright, so we got double-sided tokens again. So we got Gold Knight, Experience Counter on both sides. Got Spirits and Zombies, and an Angel on that side here. A decent art choice for the Angel. Knight and Angel. There we go. There's the white-black spirit tokens that Daxos himself makes. More on the back of these cats. More zombie tokens. Alright, there we go. So Oreskos Explorer is one of the newer cards. He's an uncommon. Able to give you a little bit of mana ramp here. Underworld Coinsmith. Let's see what we got else in here that's interesting. I think Corpse Augur was a new one. He's a zombie wizard. When he dies, draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of creature cards in target player's graveyard. We got some creatures with Constellation, which is whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield, do X. So those work pretty good. Herald of the Host. So this is one of the new mechanics of Commander 2015 is Myriad. Whenever this creature attacks, for each opponent other than defending player, you may put a token that's a copy of this creature onto the battlefield tapped and attacking that player or a planeswalker he or she controls, and then exile the tokens at end of combat. And it looks like we got another one. Banshee of the Dread Choir also has Myriad here. Thief of Blood, I believe this was another new card. I really like this. You remove all counters from all permanents when it enters the battlefield and give it +1/+1 counters for each counter removed in this way. I'm pretty sure Steph's going to want this for her Olivia Voldaren vampire deck. Typical Soul Ring. Those are always need to be in Commander decks. This is another exciting include in these decks this year. I believe 3 of the Commander decks come with Lightning Greaves. And Lightning Greaves is a really great uncommon from original Mirrodin block back in the early 2000s. And, you know, it was a pretty cheap uncommon at the time, but with the rise of Commander, because it's a 0 equip cost and gives your creature Shroud, it's become really popular, and they've gotten really high in price. So getting some of these reprints out is pretty great. Orzhov's Signet, it's pretty basic, but it's got pretty nice new artwork. I didn't realize that it was going to have new artwork. That's a really nice piece of art. Thought Vessel's a new one. I really like this. It's just a 2-mana mana rock that taps for a generic, but gives you no maximum hand size, which is pretty great. And because it's common, they're going to be really cheap and really easy to find. And it's a pretty good shoe-in in pretty much any Commander deck because it's cheap. Let's see. Phyrexian Reclamation. Here we go. Starting to get into some of the enchantments here. Fallen Ideal, Sealed Doom, Bow Malice. Some of the stuff's pretty basic here. Aura of Silence is a pretty good card, and it's a really great reprint. I don't think Aura of Silence has been printed in the modern card frame. I could be wrong. I'm going to say that I probably am wrong, knowing me. But it's a really great include here that just punishes your opponents for casting artifacts and enchantments, and can also be targeted removal if you don't need it later in the game. And here we go. Daxos himself. So he, whenever you cast an enchantment, you get an experience counter, and then you can pay 3 mana to make a black and white spirit token that has power and toughness equal to the number of experience counters you have. So you can get out of control pretty quick. The other 2 includes here for commanders are Karlov of the Ghost Council and Teysa, Envoy of Ghosts. And then we just got some other stuff here. Bastion Protector's pretty cool. Commander creatures you control get +2/+2 and have indestructible. It's really great that Wizards is kind of including stuff that's just going to like work with your commander. So these, you know, this guy has no effect in any other format except for Commander. Let's see. Daxos' Torment was another one of the new cards. Constellation, whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield, Daxos' Torment becomes a 5/5 demon creature with flying and haste in addition to its other types until end of turn. So it's a 4 mana. Every time you cast an enchantment, you get a 5/5 flyer. So we just got some other interesting cards in here. A lot of stuff that's going to work good with enchantments in general, which works great. Oops, Celestial Ancient. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. That's pretty solid. Some of this stuff is just kind of shoe-ins, and some of it's really good. So Underworld Connections is pretty good. It's almost like Phyrexian Arena, but it just enchants a land. So here we go with some good reprints. Karmic Justice is a really strong reprint, as well as, it was kind of a pricey card, so it was good to see this being reprinted. Same thing with Phyrexian Arena. These things were, averaging around $10, so it's pretty good to see a new one of those, too. So, rest of this is pretty standard fare. Black Market was another really good reprint. I don't remember what the cost on this thing was, but that was a good reprint. I think it's the first time it's being seen in the modern card frame, which is nice. Guild, here's our card that makes that gold token. So pretty good stuff there. And when we get to the end, I think we just got a bunch of basics and some non-basics in here. I have Vivid Marsh, Vivid Meadow. Command Tower, always good to have. Rogue's Passage, yeah, nothing crazy in here for the land, just a basic, you know. I think they kind of expect you to make your own land base, but anyways, that's the deck. And I'm pretty excited about this deck. And I'm definitely going to be turning this dude into a permanent fixture, I think, in my Commander arsenal. So, and I guess until next time, stay infinite, and I guess we'll open Azuri next. Thanks for watching.